Hey everyone, and welcome to Midnight Signal AI. It's March 13th, 2026, and we're here to break down the most important AI news from the last 24 hours. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we've got everything from Google's ambitious new flood prediction project, to controversy over AI features in writing tools, to a wave of new agentic AI experiments. Let's get into it.
Our lead story comes from Hacker News. A new tool called prepfile promises AI-generated interview prep briefs, customized from your actual job description. The idea is you paste in the description of the job you're applying for, and prepfile's AI generates a tailored summary of what you're likely to be asked, plus key points to study. The tool is available at prepfile.work, and it's getting early attention for its targeted approach.
That's a really interesting angle. We've seen generic AI interview prep before, but most of those tools just throw the same boilerplate questions at everyone. By focusing on the actual job description, prepfile could surface technical or even cultural themes that candidates often overlook. It's a smart way to bridge the gap between AI's data digesting power and the unique demands of each hiring process.
It also raises the bar for job seekers. If these tools become standard, it could mean interviewers start expecting candidates to have very specific, tailored answers. There's always this cat and mouse dynamic. As AI makes prep easier, companies may look for new ways to distinguish truly prepared candidates.
And there's another layer. Companies themselves could use AI to generate more nuanced interview questions or even evaluate responses. It's not just about prepping for interviews. It's about how the entire hiring process is shifting thanks to AI on both sides of the table.
Speaking of AI being used for high-stakes decisions, TechCrunch reports that Google is now using old news reports and AI models to predict flash floods. They're going beyond traditional weather data, incorporating historical local news coverage to identify patterns and improve early warning systems.
This is a great example of how unstructured, messy data, like archived news articles, can be valuable for training AI. Flash floods are notoriously hard to predict, especially in areas without good sensor coverage. By pulling in news reports, Google's models can learn from real-world incidents that might not be captured in official records. It's all about making those AI predictions both smarter and more localized.
And beyond the tech, there's a social impact here. More accurate flash flood prediction can save lives and property, especially as extreme weather becomes more common. But it also highlights the need for transparency, how those predictions are made, and how communities can trust and act on them.
Shifting gears to the world of AI-powered writing tools, The Guardian reports that Grammarly has removed its controversial AI expert review feature after backlash over the tool's ability to mimic the styles of specific writers. Users and authors raised concerns that the feature could cross ethical lines, potentially impersonating writers without their consent.
This is a recurring tension. AI tools want to offer personalized, high-quality feedback, but mimicking individual writing styles can feel like crossing a line. For Grammarly, the backlash shows there's a real demand for boundaries in how AI is trained and deployed, especially when it comes to creative and intellectual property.
It also demonstrates that even established brands can misjudge where the comfort zone is for users. Features that sound innovative on paper might run into resistance once people realize what's happening behind the scenes. Expect more companies to tread carefully with anything that feels like identity mimicry.
On a related note, let's talk about how AI is reshaping the technical hiring process. Rootly published an article today arguing that, in the AI era, candidate take-homes are shifting from code submissions to transcript-based evaluation. The argument is that AI tools can write solid code, so companies are now more interested in a candidate's problem-solving process, communication, and reasoning, often captured in transcripts of their thought process instead of just the code output.
That's a major change. It reflects a broader realization. Technical skills alone aren't the differentiator they once were, because AI can level the playing field. What's harder to automate is how you approach a problem, explain your decisions, or adapt on the fly. Transcripts and live coding sessions can give hiring teams insight that a code submission simply can't.
It's also a signal to candidates. If you're prepping for interviews, focus just as much on how you communicate as how you code. In an AI-saturated world, your human perspective is the thing that stands out.
Switching to another trend, collaboration between AI agents. There's a fascinating discussion on Hacker News about using Redis to enable multi-agent coordination with less development overhead. Instead of custom APIs or shared code bases, you spin up a Redis instance and let your agents communicate, announce themselves, get tasks, and resolve blockers via the shared data store.
That's a clever use of existing infrastructure. Redis is fast, scalable, and pretty easy to set up. By standardizing how agents share state and tasks, you lower the complexity barrier for experimenting with agentic AI systems. It means smaller teams or even solo devs can build and iterate multi-agent workflows much more rapidly.
And it's another sign that agent-based architectures are getting more practical. As more AI tools become modular and composable, infrastructure choices like this will shape how quickly the field advances.
Let's hit a few quick stories from the experimental AI front. First, Vibe Coding Coach is making waves with its promise to generate a full AI app blueprint in 30 seconds. You give it a prompt, and it lays out the architecture, key components, and even a starter codebase. That's at vibecodingcoach.com.
It's the next step in AI-assisted engineering, not just helping with lines of code, but designing whole systems. These blueprints could accelerate prototyping, but they also raise questions about code quality and originality. If everyone starts from similar AI-generated templates, will we see more homogeneity in app design?
And while we're on new tools, check out AgentMeet, described as Google Meet but for AI agents. The idea, AI agents can join a shared virtual space to collaborate, share tasks, or even negotiate. It's a playful but potentially powerful step towards agent-to-agent workflows becoming mainstream.
If we get to the point where your calendar has meetings for both human teams and virtual agent teams, we're truly in a new era. It highlights the need for standards and protocols for agent interaction, not just APIs, but ways to communicate goals, resolve conflicts, and measure outcomes.
Another hot topic today, the intersection of AI and human cognition. Darren Acemoglu and colleagues released a new working paper from MIT, AI, Human Cognition, and Knowledge Collapse. They argue that while agentic AI can improve decisions in the short run, it risks eroding the collective knowledge base by reducing individual learning incentives. In short, if we rely too much on AI, we may lose the drive to build new knowledge ourselves.
That's a subtle but crucial point. The easy wins from AI are tempting, but if everyone outsources their learning, we risk stagnation in the long run. It's a call to keep humans in the loop, not just for oversight, but to maintain the engine of curiosity and discovery that drives progress.
And that theme is showing up in other areas too. Fast Company today published a piece on the use of AI in warfare, specifically in the context of the Iran conflict. The article argues that while AI can assist with targeting and intelligence, it absolutely can't replace human judgment, especially when decisions carry huge ethical and strategic weight.
It's a reminder that AI is a tool, not a replacement for accountability. As these systems get more sophisticated, the lines get blurrier, but ultimately, someone has to take responsibility for the outcomes. That's true in military operations, but it's just as relevant in healthcare, hiring, or any other high-stakes field.
Before we wrap up, a quick mention. rtings.com, a popular reviews site, has moved their reviews behind a paywall, citing AI-driven scraping as one of the reasons. It's a sign that the wider content ecosystem is still scrambling to adapt to automated content harvesting, and that AI-proofing business models remains a moving target.
We're seeing this across the internet. As AI gets better at summarizing or repackaging content, original creators are rethinking how they get compensated and how their work is distributed. The tension between open access and sustainability is only going to intensify.
That's it for today's episode of Midnight Signal AI. We covered everything from job interview prep and flood prediction to the evolving boundaries of AI in creative work and the philosophical questions around knowledge and agency. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to subscribe and check out the links in our show notes for more.
And as always, if you have stories you want us to cover or questions about today's topics, reach out. We love hearing from you.
Until next time, keep building, keep questioning.